It's another episode of Loot, Lore, and Lights. I hope you're all doing well today. We are talking about Elden Ring Nightreign. What I have playing while we talk about this game and kind of review it will be my solo run playthrough where I was playing as Ironeye and I was taking on Augur. Starts off with day one. You got to go through basically and try and level up as fast as you can, which is what you see I'm doing right here, is trying to take out just the first camp I can find. You'll notice there's a theme is to just try and take out whatever you can as quick as you can. Levels are a big deal, more so I think than loot, and that's not to say that having a good weapon is not a bad thing. You do want to have either a purple or a gold by the time you get ready to take on the Night Lord, but levels are the name of the game. Just talking about Elden Ring, if we're watching the gameplay, you can tell graphics wise it's Elden Ring. It's the same engine. Everything looks just like Elden Ring did when it came out. If you like the graphics and the art style for Elden Ring, you're going to enjoy the way that the graphics are here on Nightrain. And really the same goes for the sound. It's a reskinned Elden Ring. Elden Ring is a very slow game with a lot of different weapon choices. This one really just throws you down into the fray, and you're trying to survive as long as you can. Hopefully long enough to make it to the Night Lord. You can see I've already screwed up here big time trying to take on the Oracle Envoys, only at level 2. So this is one thing that's kind of neat, is if you die during the day, you lose a level, but you can go back and reclaim all of your souls. So that's what I'm trying to do here. It looks like I'm going back to try and do what I can to take out this place. Now I'm level 1, and really this is honestly kind of a waste of time. Like, I should not have done this. But here I go, trying to take them out one by one. Ironeye actually, in all characters, they have, a passive. They have their character skill, which would be like for me at least, I'm on the PlayStation 5 playing this. It'd be triangle and L2, which is what that was, triangle and R2, which is my ultimate ability. All characters have them. You could see Ironeye's. His shoots basically a massive arrow that has a shockwave on it, and it was enough to stun all of the oracles to allow me to take them out. You can see when you kill a mini boss of a base, they drop some kind of loot, whether it's a passive skill, whether it's loot that you can use or loot that you can't use, but you still want to check it out and see what the passives are that are on the weapons. Because even if you're playing Ironeye, but they drop a colossal weapon that has something like less fall off damage or more projectile damage, just something you're going to want to pick up. So I'm moving on. You can see just killing everything that I can, and like I was going back to while I'm on the way, is with sound, it's the same as Elden Ring. Same as the graphics. The sounds that you're getting in this game are going to be the same that we experienced back when we explored Elden Ring. This is a fort, which is usually a very easy thing to go ahead and take out when you're a low level. And it gives you a chance to get a map at the top of these in the tower, and it'll mark things like whether there's bugs who drop armaments or just different areas like world bosses or spirit springs, things like that. I think the spirit springs might already be marked. And I will say, like, as you watch the playthrough go on, this game is not for everyone. Just because you like Elden Ring doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to enjoy Nightrain. Nightrain, to me at least, is very stressful, and it takes something like Elden Ring and adds a timer, which, you know, you're combating how much you're going to get at night or during the day to face the night bosses. And so there will be 3 different nights, you know, 1, 2, and 3. And there will be night bosses for 1 and 2, and then the final Night Lord that you're actually going after at the end. After you beat Night 2, you'll teleport to go fight him. But yeah, it's heavily time-based. You can see I took out the fort, got loot, going and picking up the map. I saw a passive on that for defeating enemies restores hit points, so I'm going to make sure to carry that one. Moving on, checking the map. We're going to see where we're going to. You can see the little ring in the middle there. That's saying that night 1, or that the night is slowly starting to creep up. And so what happens is there's blue flame that will shrink the map, and if you walk into the flame or get outside that ring, you're going to take damage. It's not super quick damage, so it is something where if there's something right outside of it, you've got time to run out there and get the item, but it is something that you want to, you know, not be fighting a boss or heavy monsters outside that ring for any particular time. This is a world boss walking around. We've ran into the Knight's Cavalry, took out its horse. Now you can see just kind of wearing it down with Ironeye. And the name of the game with Ironeye is don't get hit, but also trying to keep marks on them, which you'll see me do every now and then. I probably need to do it a little more where, like here, I missed, but I was able to iframe through them. So just spending more time fighting Knight's Cavalry, trying to get more levels. And Knight's Cavalry is down. Here's the item. And took damage negation. And I'm still fairly new at this game at this point, so I don't know what's going on right now. I just see there's a bunch of explosions happening around me, and you know, I see the bug that drops an armament, but I'm trying to evade getting trapped in those area effect explosions. Going back to the map, looking at what to mark. Up to level 6, still early on in day 1, so doing really good. I'm going to find a spirit spring so that way I can jump across the gap here. There's the red wolf. He is a lot meaner than he should be because he jumps around so much he's hard to hit. You can see I'm panic rolling, which is never a good thing when you're playing a Souls game. Fell down, now I'm safe, I can heal. Now I can hopefully jump up and get by him. That's what I was saying though, is this game, it's fun, but it's not for everybody. If you don't like stressful encounters, this is not going to be it for you. Because you are, you know, working against the clock and trying to get as much experience as possible. Moving on forward. Grace up ahead. Refresh. That is one thing I do like, is you don't have to stop. You can just kind of hit it as you're going through. I'm wasting too much time here. I'm wasting a pretty decent early start to day 1. But whenever we took out the fort, we did grab a stone key. So we're trying to get over to the jail to unlock it to spawn another boss. That's another thing too, like whenever you get ready to queue up your runs, it does tell you what the weakness is for the particular Night Lord you're going to be going up against. So you know kind of what, whenever you spawn in the map, what kind of camps you want to be looking for. So we've got the Beastly Brigade. I'm going to hit my ultimate, knock out just about every one of them. So now it's a much more manageable size for just a solo character to handle. I should have marked through him and took the iframes, but didn't. We're still looking good. Just one more to go and we'll take out this jail. And right now, Nightrain, you can either do runs solo or you can do them as a set of a trio. This run is a solo run. Trio runs have been a challenge for me. You know, I don't have very many people that I know who actively play these, especially at a time whenever I play. Gerald will get on here with me, Rob too, but if we end up with randoms, which is, I would say, like 95% of the runs that we do, you're doomed to fail. That does make it a little bit more of a challenge because we've had times where we'll make it through night 2 and get ready to go fight the Night Lord and the third person just drop out. Or the third person, like say we've had a legendary drop or, you know, a really good purple weapon that would be like a purple bow, and somebody's playing Wilder, they'll run and grab the bow for some reason and not drop it and then end up disconnecting from the game. Like I said, this is still pretty early on with the game, so I'm not sure how to get up to the top of this tower. You can see me struggling, wasting way too much time. This is going to be an unedited shot, so that way you can kind of see, I guess, the struggle and how, you know, you don't want to get cornered. But, you know, there's multiple characters in this game. There's Wilder, who is your great sword, probably like your jack of all trades. Honestly, maybe one of the stronger characters just because he gets the free res. You've got Raider, who is probably one of my favorites, and he is like your berserker, colossal weapon wielder. He is, you know, he's, what'd you say, like Unga Bunga. Like, he's the one who's going to want to go just beat things. Bam, bam. I'm going to get hit through the wall, and that was lovely. Fall all the way down. No fall damage in this game, so that is something that you can abuse the heck out of. Going to be, if, you know, we go back to playing Elden Ring, though, it's going to be a serious adjustment. Having some lock-on issues there. Here comes night. You can see the flame coming in, so I've got to get moving. I'm not going to have time to finish him off, but I will make a note of where he's at. So I've already got him almost killed, so I can wipe out the rest of the camp easily. But right now, as you can see, there's a little tree that's popped up on my compass. And that's the safe area. That's where the night's going to stop, and it's going to spawn in the first boss that we're going to fight, the first night boss. As I was saying earlier, you know, name of the game is runes. It's getting as many levels as you can, so just making my way there and just taking out whatever I can that I see along the way. Full disclosure too, like I have not beaten or even I guess really played against all the Night Lords. I want to say there might be one or two that I'm missing, but all of the bosses that happen at night are pretty fun. You can see usually whenever there's the crab here, there's going to be some undead as well. It's going to be Wormface, and he is a very big pain to fight. Not just solo, but like even in a group, because he has like Death Blight aura. So if you don't have any kind of Death Blight resistance, it can basically be an instant kill just getting close to him. Working on getting down all the trash. Once we get all the trash down, the night 1 boss, which like I said, with this set of trash is going to be Wormface. The bosses are a lot of fun though, and especially for somebody who is a big Dark Souls fan. You know, I've gotten to fight the Nameless King. That was a lot of fun. They brought you know, Deer Duke's Freya back. That was fun. Pretty easy. Smelter Demon, that is a hard one for a trio of melee fighters. You can see on the middle screen there the Death Blight building up. I'm gonna use my ultimate and try and take out what I can so I don't have ads constantly booping me. Here comes the rats anyway. It's one thing that's awful about all these ads too. No matter how many of them you take down, you're not getting souls for them. Wormface running back up on me. We're going to mark him, iframe through, try and do some more damage. Man, I need him to go down. Hate fighting him. It's not even just so much that he has the death blight, it's all the ads that you have to worry about as well. Because some of these fights, whenever you get to the bosses, this is just the boss. He's running around like a crazy guy. Alright, so I got death blighted. I do have one get out of jail free card. And there it is. So I'm back up. You get that whenever you're playing on solo mode. You can pick them up and find them in the world when you're playing in the trios. Or, like I said, if you play Wilder, he gets one right off the bat. It's passive. Try and just stay alive. Ideally, if I have to stay away from him, I'm just trying to save up time to build back up my ultimate to take him out. But there he goes. He fell down, so that made it easy to finish off. Wormface is down and Night 1 is down. See Night Repulsed. We're going to get a passive that we can pick from. We're not parrying anything, so let's not do that. That's not a bad one. If we get low health, we'll start inflicting some blood loss. And now the whole map is open again. So we're going to start making our way back. See another armament bug there. Take it out. I'm excited for him to add on duo mode. Like I said, I don't play with a big group of people all the time. Usually it's just like, you know, Gerald and I or Rob and I or, yeah, you know, maybe not this kind of game, but like even my brother and I will get on here, and I am excited for duo mode. Probably do another follow-up video, maybe with Gerald and I doing a run after that's over with. So let's go back here and take out the Red Mane Knights. I'm going to go get my revenge on this guy who pissed me off earlier. Now he's down, so let's go find the other two. We're going to rack up some souls along the way. So level 9 at the end of the first night is actually pretty decent for me. I've seen some people be able to get to like level 10 and 11 at the end of the first night, and that is just insane. That's got to be people perfectly moving. So here's the other Red Mane Knight. Use my ultimate to knock out his ads. Now we're going to finish taking him out. And he's down. Cleans up that camp. Let's check the loot. Take the resistances, because the final boss of this Augur, he is very magic heavy, so we do want some resistances. I am still really low on flasks though, so I've got to do some running because we have got to hit some churches to get some flasks. No, there's the wolf. Let's avoid him. Taking the jump, try and cover some more ground. Don't know if I'll get to the castle in the middle. Anybody who tries to, especially if you're with randoms, tries to lead you into the castle on, especially like day 1, or if you're just like level 6 to 8, it's suicide. Don't follow them. See the church up ahead. And churches in this game add a charge to your flask, and there's luckily 2 right here side by side, so we're going to grab both of those. At least get up to 5 flasks. And honestly, this might be why I was able to get to level 9 at the end of the first night, because I really didn't waste my time on any churches for the first day. Let's run on through. Go get another flask. See what armament this guy has. It's a good one. Magic, damage, negation, especially for fighting Augur. Try and hit the mines. See knights going, and I'm already checking out. Like I said, this was one of my early runs, so I wasn't as confident dealing with the mines. Once you learn their layout, they're the same all the time. It's super easy to go in there and find out where the boss is at to knock them out. We're going to go grab one more flask. Make sure that we have 6 charges. Yeah, just going back while we're running. Talking about how stressful the game can be with like the night closing in, and combine that with all the enemies, and I swear your worst enemy could be your randoms that you're playing with. Like I said, some of them will even try and lead you into that castle at like level 6, and it sets up for a very terrible run. People end up dying, losing levels, not able to get souls back. It's, you know, the more comfortable you are understanding timing and where things are on the map, like where things are laid out, it's going to get easier. Picked up a Winding Grace. That is going to give me another, if I die, I can stand back up. If you're playing solo mode, the merchant will always have it. Worth spending the 10,000 on day 2. Wouldn't waste your souls on it for day 1, just because you're going to need, for your runes, you're going to need the levels for day 1. Now we'll have 6 flasks. That makes me feel a little bit safer, having that security net. Right here next to the forts, we're going to go ahead and run up, knock it out, and grab the map at the top. Sometimes you'll see the abductors there. Run it on through. Turn around, hit him with my ultimate. That backfired. Finish him off. I don't know what I was thinking. Probably shouldn't have selected that. Got another stone sword key, so we can open up another jail. And look, there's one right here beside us. And let's see what we're going to get out of this one. Godskin Apostle. He's kind of rough, but we're level 9, so I think we'll be okay. Plus, playing Ironeye can kind of keep my distance from him. Whenever he throws spells, hopefully avoid him. Let's see, we got the mark off, busted it, staggered him. Here he goes, powering up. We've got iframe through him while marking him. Oh yeah, we're looking good. Mark him again. Easy peasy. We're going to take the successive attacks, restore hit points. Name of the game is Staying Alive. Now we're just trying to get runes, because it's not going to be long before this night's going to end. We're level 10, so this was not a good day. I mean, granted we did add 3 flasks, but really only getting 1 level is not a good day. Got a guardian golem. I'm gonna hurry up and try and take him out. Get the runes. See what kind of loot he's gonna leave us. Well, that sucked. Stay behind him and easy. He's down. Let's take out some of the ads. Let's knock some out. I would ideally want to be like 12 by the end of night 2 easily. You want to be at least 11 or 12 before you take on the Night Lord. Trying to get souls. And rain gathers, portending the night. So there's the tree popping up. It's right here next to me. Really want to get to 11, so I'm just going to start killing everything I can see and hopefully get enough runes that I can get up to 11. I was thinking about it. Do I want to try and go in and take out at least the basement boss? But I don't have enough time. Oh yeah, he's stuck on a tree. That's fun. I do think that since they released this game for $40, it is worth picking up if you are into Elden Ring to at least give it a shot. Or if you're into these kind of games where you have the shrinking map. I do think that maybe in the future if they added in some kind of PvP or invasion system, it'd probably be really interesting to see how it plays out. Yeah, for $40, I think if you're an Elden Ring fan, you owe it to yourself to try it. Oh, perfect. I was able to get 11. I do think it is kind of like gimmicky in a way, though, to where It's not as good as the other From Software games out there. It's definitely not as deep, but I don't think it's meant to be. It is something fun, and it's something where if you've got an hour with your buddies that, you can hop in and grab a game. And, you are dependent on the roll that you get for your world. So there's like an RNG thing in there. If you get a bad roll, it could ruin your run before it really gets started. Even if you're great, you can still fail. Here comes night 2. I'm not sure what these are. Okay, it's looking like it's going to be the Godskin duo, which is a fun thing to have when you're one person. Brings back those days of fighting him on Elden Ring. Again, just marking and staying away. And here it is. Yep, Godskin Noble. Start putting in some work. Still got all 6 flasks, so we're looking good. Feel fairly confident that we're level 11. I wish we would have had a better weapon. That's what we got. So once we get him just a little bit lower, his partner is going to pop in. God, I can't be eating those. And here comes the other Godskin. Here comes Roly Poly. God. Well, here comes one get out of jail free card being used. And let's see what we can get done. Stop eating all of these, Jesus. Let's pop the ultimate. Oh, got me there. Oh, get out of here. Heal off. Got 2 more heals left. An iframe through. Perfect. Oh, here he comes roly-polying again. Get out of the way. Much better evasion on the second attempt here. He goes. Let's pop that. Nice. Really, once you can get one down, it becomes a lot easier to handle. One more heal left, but this one's almost out. Oh, rolled backwards right into that. Alright, he's down. Now we just got this guy. The one we killed earlier when we let out of the jail, except he'll have a few more tricks up his sleeve. There we go. Here he comes doing his funky new stuff. There we go. Does he roll into that or roll away? Mark him. The name of the game is just bust that mark to hopefully get a stagger off. I like how it does that red dot on you too whenever you can tell that a boss is like angered and focused on you. There we go, we got him staggered. Mark him again. And he's down. Night 2 defeated. So we get to go see the Night Lord, which would be Augur. It's going to be a lot of magic damage in this fight, so I'm not going to worry about the physical damage negation right now. And here, when you're playing solo mode, you can pick up another one of the Winding Graces. So that would give us a total of 3. I'll go ahead and level up to 12 first. Grab that. So now we got 3 resurrects heading into this last boss, which makes me feel pretty confident, especially playing Ironeye against Augur. Really should have finished that mine though, so that I could at least have gotten a purple weapon to help this out. Let's go and grab another one of those. And let's make our way to the Night Lord. Not gonna watch no cutscene. Seen this too many times. Here comes Augur. Alright. This is why Ironeye is good against him. He is up in the air, floating around constantly. Something you may not know if you haven't beat him yet is if you damage these jellyfish, you can damage him. Really should have marked through that. That was dumb. Already eating flasks early on. It's not what we like to see. There's the little eels. Take some of those out. And successful. Not even taking one out, so that's lovely. Too early of a roll. He was putting me to sleep right now, which is fun when you're solo. Alright, so we've got the Winding Graces, so we're going to be able to stand back up. So hoping to be able to get more damage done to him, but I'm just going to eat that too. Did get a mark though. Alright, we got a stagger finally. Mark him again and keep going. Big jellyfish. Nope, didn't make it, and it killed me. Lovely. So here comes our second Winding Grace. That's why it was nice to be able to have multiples. We're going to mark him as we go through, so we can really only afford to go down one more time. We don't want to go down anymore, but still got 3 heals, so looking okay. Here comes this jellyfish. Let's go ahead and pop those out so we can get some extra damage on him for free. Let's try and knock all those out. Perfect. Down again. We're looking good. Get a mark back on him. And here we go, going to sleep again, which spells our doom. Yeah. Alright, so this is it. Last time we can stand up for his 10% of health left. That. Just ate that. Alright, so we're about to have last heal. So this is what it's all about. Here comes the sleep tier. Let's go ahead and bust it. I think he does another one. Yep. Just one more hit, and he's down. Perfect. Night Lord failed. Augur is down. Solo run with Ironeye. You've kind of already heard me talking about it. It is a very fun game, very stressful game. It is, all in all, though, like I said, I don't think it's for everybody. But if you're an Elden Ring fan, I do think it's worth a shot. I think that it's, to me, almost every From Software game, for every From Software game that I play, for me, just about every From Software game that I play, it's pretty much like a 10 out of 10. I love them. I love the story. Love the gameplay. Love everything about them. This is not a 10 out of 10. But, for what it is, it's probably an 8 out of 10. A whole lot of fun, not as much depth, but it's not marketed to have as much depth. It's definitely something that's probably going to wear out its welcome well before the 100-hour mark, whereas most From Software games are, you can easily put in 150, 200 hours without really noticing it, especially if you're doing everything. Elden Ring, for example, just the base game, if you went through and decided to kill all the bosses, you're probably looking at like 120, 140 hours. I don't think you're going to get it out of this one, but like I said, it's still fun for what it is, and it does have some of the nostalgia factor just for being a From Software Elden Ring game with previous bosses from other games. So take that for what you will. I appreciate you tuning in tonight. I do think we'll revisit this whenever duo mode comes out, and I'll have Gerald on here with me. I'm going to have a episode come out for Dubbies, 2 solo leveling flavors. I think Gerald's going to join me on that one. So hope you guys subscribe, and remember to hit the bell icon so that you're notified of every time that we post. Signal is weak, but the stories are strong. Take care.